Hey guys, Richard here with CRG Games, and I picked up a couple of these Innistrad Midnight Hunt collector booster boxes relatively inexpensively. They're still going for around 140-ish. I think 140 to 144 on like Amazon and other online sellers, eBay, TCG Player. Honestly, I get that, Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow don't have crazy hits in them. I mean, Val, you're pretty much looking for Sorin the Mirthless, and in here, you're pretty much looking for the Meat Hook Massacre, the extended art foil. But other than that, there's a good bit of $5 to $10 cards and a lot of cards that are less than that. But overall, I don't think Mid and Val are bad products. I enjoyed playing both of them. Although my buddies seem to think that Midnight Hunt was the better of the two. I think I would agree. I would agree with that. But we're going to crack open one of these. I have three. The other two are for sale on my Pro Store at crggames.tcgplayerpro.com. And I think I have them listed for like $145 or somewhere in that range. And I got some updates and stuff for you guys too. First off, the sealed market is pretty much remaining stagnant. Sealed sets, recent sets are remaining pretty low. Streets of New Capenna draft boxes, you can pretty much get those for around $77 to $79 a piece right now, especially if you buy by the case on eBay. Crimson Vow is about $73 a box. Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate is running around $83 a box for set boosters. I think that's a great deal, to be honest. And AFR set boosters are currently still at about $83.99, which is too cheap. Hey, starting off with a Borderless Ren 7. It's not a bad hit. And a Sereth, the Viper's Fang. Overall, steel prices seem to be kind of dropping down. They're not really moving up. There's a lot of the recent products on the market still. Although some of the listings that I'm seeing are they're dwindling down and they're starting to say, like almost gone, not much left. I can't imagine these things are going to be around at the current prices much longer before they get back up to the, $199, $200 range, and the draft boxes get up, probably around that $100 to $110, $120 range. It's not going to be too much longer, I don't think. The expected value of the sets is actually really good comparative to the price. So, for example, Crimson Vow, the expected value is anywhere from $66 to $95. And if the box is $73, you stand a pretty good chance at least breaking even. Streets of New Capenna is anywhere from $82 to $103, which isn't bad. Hey, there's Florian. He's going to be going in Edgar Markov. AFR is around $72 to $103. Augur of Autumn, very nice. That is a borderless foil. Look at that beast token. That dude looks pretty wicked. And Double Masters, actually, the draft booster box expected value is around $407 to $462. The prices right now of that product are around that like $320 to $330 range, so they're actually still pretty low. I shouldn't say they're pretty low comparative to where they were when it first came out. They're still pretty high. Avacyn's Memorial, good card there. Slaughter Specialist. Of course, we're looking for a Tovolar. Actually, he's not too bad. This was pretty expensive when it first came out, I do believe. We're looking for that Meat Hook Massacre because that's going to make up a huge portion of the box. It's still around $80-something. A couple noteworthy things that I saw today when I was kind of looking around at what's going on in the marketplace. Double Masters, borderless commons and uncommons are holding pretty damn strong. A lot of them are actually rising in price, like the bounce lands, a Spell Pierce, Unearth, those cards. They're holding really well, and I'm a little bit surprised because all of the other cards, the more expensive cards, are pretty much still in that downward trajectory. And we took a look at that before when we looked at the original Double Masters trajectory for singles. So we're getting into that bowl-shaped period where we're entering the period that you should be accumulating these cards, because you can pick them up relatively cheap right now. And there may be opportunities here still coming, but now's probably the time to start, picking up one or two here and there for future value. Village Watch and Curse of Shaken Faith. I think I actually have a couple of these. Some of these curses actually sell pretty decently, but they're not heavily sought after cards. One thing, I was looking on Echo MTG, and they have a like a speculation tab where you can. They say they've got a proprietary algorithm that checks the market and stuff. Foil Consider, that is a good hit. We're actually going to put that in there because it's got value. But yeah, so one of those cards is Nightvale Spectre. And Nightvale Spectre has had 3 printings that I'm aware of. It's been a buy a box promo for Gatecrash. It was in Gatecrash and Guilds of Ravnica guild kits. Now, what's interesting about that is out of those 3 printings, there are less than 300 total listings. Ravnica guild kits has, I think, hold on, I wrote it down here, 26 listings, and it came out in 2018. Gatecrash has 192, and the buy a box has 38. Those seem really low. For 3 printings, and it was in Gatecrash, and Gatecrash was a heavily printed product, in that Gatecrash Return to Ravnica Dragon's Maze block. But there's not a whole lot of them compared to other cards on the market, and I think the reason that is Nightvale Spectre is objectively a good card. When it deals damage, you can exile the top card of player's library, and you may play cards exiled with Nightvale Spectre. Not till end of turn, cards that were exiled with it, you get to play. I think that's important. I have a fair amount of copies of the Buy a Box promo because it's the only alternate art version of that card that I'm aware of, and I really like that card. Back in the day, I remember I had a whole bunch of them. No, I take that back. I didn't have a whole bunch. I had 4. And at the time, they weren't that expensive. Then I remember I sold my collection to a local store for $125 or something like that. And then Nightvale Spectre became expensive. I was butthurt. And yeah, I still didn't play for a little while. And then it came back down. And it's been down for a long time. But now it appears that it might be moving back up again. And we've got a Slogurk the Overslime as a showcase foil. About halfway through here. So I would think that as long as Nightvale Spectre does not get reprinted in the future, I think Nightvale Spectre is a $5 to $10 card. Imagine giving it Myriad, right? And then you're at a table with, I don't know, 5-6 people. That's kind of a big game. Maybe, let's say 3 to 4. And then you're exiling the top card of everybody's library, and you get to play those, I mean, indefinitely, because they were exiled with Nightvale Spectre. Bloodthirsty Adversary, I believe, is one of the pricier mythics in this set. There's another Lisa, Kessick Naturalist, and Burn Down the House. Very interesting artwork on that. Looks like they got devils on there. So I did, when I was looking at that tab, I did buy 8 more of the Buy a Box promos on TCG Player. I don't mind getting a whole bunch of them because I really like the card, and I think it's a safe spec, even if they reprint it, which I'm curious, like, when are they going to do that? It's been a long time. Malevolent Hermit, I believe this is one of the pricier ones as well, and Benevolent Geist. There's not a whole lot of cards in here that are left that are over like $30. I think there might be like 2, but that's about it. All right, Lord of the Forsaken, Curse of Obsession. Really, the value hinges on whether or not you get a Meat Hook Massacre. And I've only pulled one borderless foil and one borderless version, and that was a while back. Hallowed Respite. A couple of these tokens here, these last couple of tokens have got these either print lines or roller lines. You can see it right across the bird there, and then there's one a little bit lower somewhere there. That's lighter. 2 packs left. By the way, these BCW modular sorting trays, told you guys before, I really like these. I'm a big fan. I joined the, I guess you call it affiliate partnership, whatever, with BCW. So if you look in the description, there's a link in there with a code. If you use that link and you use my code, you'll get 10% off of your order. And I think that's kind of neat. I really like BCW products. I mean, I use them for all my stuff here, and all my sleeves, and oh, there we go. There we go, guys. Woo! We need to get that in a sleeve pronto. Foil borderless. I had 3 of these boxes, and I just picked the one off the top. I was like, I don't know which one to get. That is minty. And you know what? The surface is actually really nice. There's no lines or anything on it. The corners, man, these corners are freaking crisp. Like, check that out. Like, these corners are really good looking. Honestly, this could be a candidate for grading. The side-to-side centering looks really good. There's no scratches, there's no dings, there's no whiting on the edges or the corners. It was very gentle when I put it in the sleeve here, not on the back either. Like this, like look at the centering on that. That is really good. It might be ever so slightly to the left, but it's almost imperceptible if it is. You can kind of tell. So, and I'm using the sleeve as a guide because what you would assume is the inner part of this sleeve is running directly down the center line of the card. So what will happen is the actual ink part on it will be shifted either to the left or to the right. So you could use that kind of as a guide to the centering. And the inner edge hangs over just ever so slightly on the right, while it's almost flush with the printing on the left. So if you don't have the actual guide for centering, I kind of use this as a pseudo guide to tell me how close is the centering on that, and it is extremely close. It is extremely close. I think that's a candidate. I like that. You know what? We're just going to be safe, and we're going to put it in an additional sleeve. And we're going to set it out here. I like that. All right, we got one more pack. I'm happy. So this box, this automatically is a profitable box because we got that. It's kind of sucks that you gotta, it hinges on whether you get a Meat Hook Massacre or not, kind of. But, you know, that's just how the product is. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. But for right now, it is. And a croaking counterpart. Man, that token. Look at the lines on that token right there. You can kind of see it directly across. Kind of sucks, but at least the main cards look good. Croaking counterpart, I mean, he looks pretty good too. Centering also looks really good. This whole box, the centering, the edges, the corners, everything looks really good. And I haven't checked to see how far out, like BGS and you know, PSA are out for grading, but I think that Shipwreck Marsh is really nice. I think we may submit this. Check that out, man. That is beautiful. Got to use that as a thumbnail. Boom, there we go. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. all of these cards, when I get them listed, I've got a lot of cards to pack up tonight, a lot of orders, and once I get that done, I'll start going through this stuff and listing everything on my store. Everything will be available. Although the Meat Hook Massacre, I believe I'm going to keep this for a little bit and send this in for grading because it does look to be an especially good copy. All the corners, very nice. The edges, the surface quality, no bends, dings, tears, anything. So I think this could be a good candidate. If you'd like to get any BCW products, you can check the link in the description. Use code CRGGames. You will get 10% off of your order. It helps me out. I get 5% of whatever whatever the order is. So if you order $100, I get $5, and that I guess will help in the long run. Help support the channel. And if you want to purchase singles, you can do that also in the link in the description, crggames.tcgplayerpro.com. If you have any questions, you can always email me at crggamesllc@gmail.com. And I try to respond to every comment, every email. I got plenty of time to do that. So hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, catch you later.